Anyway, these are the institutions. So far, we have installed the software, and the one in the blue, or the one agreed to collect the whole data together. We have more than 1 million registration data and about 350,000 primary data on this. And then these are the lymphoma group, and the one in the red are all the ones that have already collected data and presented it, and the other ones are in the process of going through their ethical committee and all. Now, I just want to see what all we have done so far about different things. This was the first paper that Dr. Swarupa Mitra wrote from Rajiv Gandhi Institute, rising incidence of rectal carcinoma in the young age. This was in 2017. She published it. And this was the next one that Dr. Selvi Radhakrishnan presented and published in Indian Journal of Cancer, treatment of elderly breast cancer patients in a breast center in India. And this is the next one, again, Dr. Selvi Radhakrishnan published, and outcomes of breast cancer management from an urban specialist breast center in South India. And this was in Indian Journal of Medical and Pediatric Oncology, 2019. And this was the poster presentation that Dr. Swarupa Mitra from Rajiv Gandhi again did on gastric cancer at ASTRO meeting of 2019. And this is the paper that today we discussed. So these are the publications so far. And the presentations, we did multiple presentations in different places, but let me show, this is the breast cancer upfront surgery, multi-center data 2008-14. That is the one that Dr. Doval presented in ISMP-OISO conference indoor in 2019 November. And this is the Oncocollect lymphoma group registry data. For Hodgkin's lymphoma, Dr. Reena Nair presented in 2011-16. And again at indoor conference. And this was the, again, lymphoma group registry data, diffuse large B-cell lymphoma, 2011-16. Dr. Senthil Rajappa presented at RGCon 2020. That's the latest. And multiple people presented diffuse large B-cell lymphoma. From the first presentation we did actually in Jaipur, ISMPO, Dr. Reena Nair in 17th November 2018. And in this, you can see the number of patients we had. We had large B-cell, about 656, and 346 of Hodgkin's disease. And then this is the one presented by Dr. Senthil in February of this year, where we had 4,169 patients. And in this, we nearly have 1,000 of Hodgkin's, and we have 1,600 of large B-cell. So just want to show you briefly how we have been progressing, and breast data collection in 2 institutions on a single platform. This is Senthil Rajappa and Dr. Manisha Singh from Hyderabad and Patna. And they collected from 2017. Now this is ongoing. That time we had about 4 months. In that 4 months, we had 590 patients between the 2 institutions. And just to show you that now we have more, and 2017 is being completed. And the Oncocollect, again, collaborative group cancer cervix 2017 data. Dr. Reta Rani from Mahavir Cancer Sansthan presented at ARI 2019 Ahmedabad. And again, in this Mahavir Cancer Sansthan, Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute, and Indo-American Vasudha Pinda and Saroj Gupta Cancer Center are partaking. And the methods, this was again from 2017, and we had about 800 patients at that time. We have much more now. In 2017 and 18, we should be having around 2,000 plus. Hopefully, we'll write it up in the next years. So these are the things that I really had to say of what we have and what was done. Now, I would like, how do you get back onto this? Okay. Anyway, I'm not able to see. Rajesh, can you tell me how I'm supposed to see the people on anyone around?
You can close the screen share.
Screen share, okay.
Yeah.
Screen stop.
Please.
Yeah, now we got on. Yeah. Now Dr. Swarupa Mitra is there at Rajiv Gandhi, and I would like few of the people that are that have been using this to comment, and anything that can tell. Hope is that people can see that many people are doing it, and we are able to produce things, and eventually we will improve. That's what I said. Maybe Dr. Swarup Mitra, maybe you can say a few things.
Good evening, sir.
Yes,
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, sir. So thanking you, sir. Thanks a lot that you have given me the chance to speak about my views of the Oncologic Collect, and which is gradually becoming one of my favorites. So let me start. When I was first introduced to this, I was a little reluctant. Learning a new method, new software was really a headache to me that time. But somehow when Sir Dr. Ramesh showed me this, the first thing which attracted me was the friendliness. It looked very friendly and very attractive, not like the Excel sheet or most of the data collecting tools we have. It was very attractive. And then gradually, I started liking it. First thing was that, yes, like I said, it was very attractive, very easy to use, very friendly. And I used it what I wanted. If I wanted to see a particular group of patients, a set of patients, I could select them. But of course, it took a long time to really add to it and to learn it. And initially, the radiation data was not there. And Dr. Ramesh, sir had been so friendly, and he has been so available all the time. Anything I needed, like the radiation data, was a little different. So whatever I needed, sir added, and very promptly. And what I mean to say, there is always that ease is there that I can change, and I can tell sir that this is what I need. And every site may be different, and the radiation procedures are different. There are newer data and newer way of doing, so everything can be assembled over there and seen. And the latest was the addition of the statistics part. That was added to the beauty of it. Initially, we had to go to the SPSS and collect data. And I remember one day we had sat with sir and we were discussing that, sir, let us have this SPSS. And sir also said that, yes, I am thinking about that. Yes, let us add the statistics to it. And I think that completed everything. But I'm sure even I know many things I do not know still till now. And I take the help of my data collecting girl who is actually doing it, and take the help of sir also. And I keep on learning. And I think now cervix we are doing, we have collected in 2011 to 2019. These many years data we have collected on OncoCollect, and with a lot of ease. So I think this is what I have to say.
Okay. Thank you. I don't know if Dr. Rita Rani is there, Rajesh?
She is there, sir.
She was there, yeah.
Yeah, madam, you can unmute yourself. Yeah. Dr. Rita.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir, for giving me an opportunity to talk, first of all. And I'm really glad that I'm connected with OncoCollect. And I completely agree with Dr. Swarupa Mitra that this software is like very friendly, very easy to use. And then it is like the cervical data is being collected by my radiotherapy technician, and who just asks few things, and that he has learned it very easily. And it is easy to use. And best part is that what I used to think that we are treating quite lot many cervical cancer in my hospital, but when we actually analyzed our data, and when we had to present the data of 2017 in the OncoCollect, I found that the numbers are not like the numbers we usually treat. Then it was like, okay, we are treating patients with all, like be it palliative, radical, stage 1 to stage 4V, and so many. Then when we are actually combining data, we are getting to know what is actually the real world data. And as sir has encouraged us to do the things, probably we'll be coming with the real data as we saw in that breast cancer patients. And the best part was that when we were analyzing the data, sir constantly kept us guiding, kept in touch what is to be done, how it has to be modified. Being a medical oncologist, trying to understand what all we do as a radiation oncologist in cervical cancer. So, sir is always very ready to learn whatever new things we talk with him. And when we analyzed that data, we found that still 80% of the patients are still receiving conventional radiotherapy to the pelvis, followed by intracavitary radiotherapy, in spite of so many advancements in our country. So these are all amazing facts which we got to know. Like very few patients are taking 3D CRT and IMRT. Most of them are undergoing conventional radiotherapy still. And above all, what we saw that is it's a kind of uniformity in the treatment. We had collected data from all four corners of India. One from Delhi, the other one from Kolkata, the other one from Hyderabad, and one from our center, Patna. But the uniformity of treatment is like quite good. It's amazing to see, and there are some. I think this data is going to come out beautifully, as I was telling. In a couple of months, we'll be able to publish as we have collected more and more data. So that is all I have to say, and I feel good to be a part of this project, and I wish more people join hands so that we can have a larger data for the greater benefit of our patients, of our country, the patients of our profile. We are always seeing to the Western world for the data. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Is Manisha Singh there, Rajesh?
Yes.
Was there.
Okay.
He was there, but I don't find her. No?
Okay. Anyone else? Who else is there? Dr. Ramanan there anyway?
Dr. Selvi is there.
Selvi, yeah, right. It's, she
Dr.
is,
Sevanthi is there.
okay. Dr. Selvi is. Can
Yes, she
you?
is there.
Okay. If she can.
Dr. Selvi, can unmute
Yes,
yourself.
good evening, sir. I'm here.
Right. Yeah. She was the driving force for us.
So the easier part for me is that we restricted to one organ practice. So, and surgical practice that we started collecting data from 2007, and like someone mentioned, it is all in an Excel spreadsheet. And just one of the meetings, I shared the details with Dr. Ramesh sir, and then that's when the follow-through action happened. So the challenges for us as in a surgical practice to collect data is like once surgery is done and the patient goes for adjuvant therapy, then they don't come back to us, and therefore for us to start with in the early years to ensure that we had the follow-up in our hands. And I mean, of course, they would follow up with the medical oncologist, but to keep calling them and bringing them back for follow-up. And so that was a challenge, and somehow we managed to create a kind of protocol so that worked for us. And two, I always feel that doctors are the most unreliable people to record data, and doctors should be only cross-checking data. I think we should have our particularly if you rely on junior doctors, it could be very unreliable. They come and go, the trainees come and go, and the commitment is not uniform. So I, very early in my practice, trained two nurses, and because they stayed with me and they continue to stay with me, they know the processes behind what we do, and they understand it completely. So they actually, one person does, we still continue to collect the data in Excel sheet because for various things that is also useful. And one person does the OncoCollect and one updates on the Excel. And every week I sit with them, sometimes once in every 2 weeks, I sit with them and then randomly cross-check and do a few things with them. So this has ensured that the data, and as and when we see every day, I update the status. End of the clinic, those books are kept separately, and that day itself it's updated. and the new registrations also continue parallelly. So that is how we've ensured that the data collected is optimal. And of course, Dr. Ramesh sir's office is just 10 minutes, 5 minutes away from us. So every now and then we would just go to his office with various things. So it's been an amazing journey, and I wish we do more. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Dinesh, who else is there? Ramanan is there?
Ramanan is not there.
Okay.
I think Dr. Sevanthi is there. Anything, Sevanthi? Would you like to unmute yourself and
So I'm truly inspired by the work that was presented, the 3,000 patient data, the work that has been done, published and presented. Really inspiring. And I'm also very inspired by the OncoCollect study. Actually, I was just typing for all the panelists, how could we at CoQ11 participate in this study? So really thrilled. I think a lot of work is happening. This is what, initially when I came, I was trying to figure out the Indian patient data, and we lack it so badly. So I'm just, I can't tell you how inspired I am, because I've always felt limited, but the kind of work you're doing just says that there aren't any limitations, that if you're out there, you can figure out. And the fact that you've collected so many centers, I think there are 20, 30 centers that you've put together. And once we learn how to collect the data and how to collate it, so we'll be a force in the world. And I see that happening. 3,000 and over breast cancer patient data now. India, we do have a story to tell. So I'm speechless.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, if you want to join, it's not a problem. You just have to write to me. That's all.
Yes, sir.
We'll do that.
Sir, can you share how many total patients are there now in the data?
In the data, we have 1,040,000 registration data, and we have about 340,000 site of primaries identified. But more than that, I think in the last 2-3 years, we have almost 80+% of patients who are treated. Their primaries identified, so we can actually now go and say 2017 and 18, these are the patients that you're treated in your hospital. Now get the data into the system. And that's what we are doing now with the surveys we are going to do. And hopefully by the end of this year, we will complete nearly 2,000 to 2,500 properly treated data from the surveys between these 5 institutions. And we will actually publish it. That is the whole idea from now on. And Dr. Reta Rani is the in charge for it.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Okay.